Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this new episode of Sartorial Talks. Today I have a special guest with me in Bourgogne, and it's my friend Marc Guyot. Hello, Marc. How do you do?
How you go?
You may or may not know who Marc Guyot is. If some of you, and I hope many of you, have bought my first book, The Parisian Gentleman, that's a full chapter, who's telling the story of the wild child of the sartorial world in France, my friend Marc Guyot. But I'm very happy to have him today for another reason, because on this channel I receive so many questions about the men's style of the 1920s, 30s and 40s, and specifically about this TV show called Peaky Blinders. Everybody seems so passionate about Peaky Blinders, and always when I'm asked this question about Peaky Blinders, I always have the same answer. I said, take a look at the work of Marc Guyot in Paris, France, because I believe he's probably one of the last, if not the last, who is able to really be faithful to this vision of men's style in a full wardrobe that is very close to the style of the 1920s and 1930s, which is very well depicted in this series. If I tell this about you, are you happy with the description to be associated with this style and this era?
Yeah. I'm not like an expert of this period, but I was always passionate about all the style from the 20s, 30s to end of 50s. After that, I'm lost.
Oh yeah, you surrendered after.
Yeah, 60s, late 60s, I'm lost, definitely.
Okay,
So
you mean they lost you?
Yeah,
they lost you.
They lost me
completely.
My passion starts at late 20 to late 50s.
Okay, and so in your opinion, because you said you're not an expert. Of course you are an expert. He's a very humble man.
It's not for me to tell.
Yes, but of course you are an expert. And when we will discover the work of Marc Guyot during this show, you will immediately catch what I want to say about this style. But when I say that the work of the person who was in charge of the global look of this series, Peaky Blinders, and specifically of the wardrobe of the actors and actresses, do you think that they did a good job?
Yeah, definitely. They did a really good job. I think they had a prize or something.
An award.
Something. But they deserved it.
Yes.
The job was great.
Yes.
Definitely very precise and real.
Yeah.
Because all the garments seems to be worn a lot.
Yes, worn out, we say.
Worn out,
yeah.
and maybe we can make a comparison with the other show, Boardwalk Empire.
Yes, with Steve Buscemi.
The wardrobe was incredible.
Yes,
very bold, very a lot of check, double-breasted. Everything was incredible, but a little bit too neat.
Yes,
a bit too brand new.
Yeah.
And
you mean that you had the impression that you were looking at something that has not been worn. It was not looking as natural as it does in Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, it was too neat for me.
Yeah.
But that's the professional eye on this.
What kind of hat they are wearing in Peaky Blinders? It's called the Scottish cap?
It's an Irish cap.
Irish cap.
It's the Irish cap. The one with it's 6 pieces.
Yes.
Plus the visor.
Yeah.
So it's 7 pieces plus the button.
And there's a button in the middle.
Yeah, in the
which
middle.
Is and so it's not like a baseball or a golf cap.
No, it's different. It's a little bit larger.
Yeah.
More round and larger than the golf cap. It's too flat for me, for my taste.
You like to wear this kind of cap?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, you've been wearing it a lot.
Yeah, I make them to measure too.
Yeah,
of course.
You still craft them in France, in Paris. Online we can order a cap like
no,
that.
Not online, not for a moment. But I will have them on ready to wear.
Okay, so if I come in Paris and I want to have a Peaky Blinder cap, I can come to you.
Yeah, I've got several of them left, and I will have the back order.
What is interesting to finish on the Peaky Blinder chapter is that we have now the credit of an expert, and he said yes, it looks really natural, and this is a very good. And I didn't know, and that you told me that only with this series, the people who are crafting caps saw their sales skyrocketing.
Like 30%
Just with
increase.
this, yeah.
Just because this model, this style,
Yeah.
It's reborn.
Yes.
With the Peaky Blinders
Yeah.
effect. Yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
and that's bizarre because this is, you see how it works. Because if we were featuring a little bit more stylish series like that on TV, maybe the men's style would improve like that. So it means that people are not immune to what they see, of course, on
Yeah,
TV,
of course.
and that's very interesting. I agree with you with the Boardwalk Empire, even if I think it was also pretty well
it
made.
was a great work.
It was very bold.
It was a great work.
Let's go back to Mr. Guyot. So, to make things clear, Marc Guyot doesn't have a vintage shop, to make it clear, because a lot of people think that you can only find these kinds of
It can be vintage with the fabrics.
Yeah, the fabrics.
But it's not the second-hand shop.
Exactly. So
It's
you
not
make
a charity shop.
Exactly, and it's not a second hand that because
It's
you
not
can find a
second-hand,
lot
no.
of stuff like that from this era in vintage or even antique shop. But at Marc, the fabrics can be vintage, but it's new garment that you craft for your clients.
Expressively for any customers. Yeah.
Yes,
It's
yes.
made to measure. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about your influence, because I know you were very interested in, I don't know if some people know about this in the UK or in the United States, with this very famous magazine that I discovered, I must be sincere, through you a long time ago. We know each other since
2007.
2007, so a few years ago. And I discovered through Marc this fantastic magazine called
Apparel Arts.
Can you describe what it is?
Yeah, Apparel Arts, it was the professional branch of the Esquire magazine.
Okay.
So the release was 6 months earlier than the Esquire release.
Yes.
Because it was addressed to the uniquely solely to professionals.
Yes.
It was like a tendencies magazine.
Okay.
Like the trend.
Mm-hmm.
And then the professional could place orders.
Yeah.
And when the goods, the garments were delivered,
In the shops.
Esquire magazine was released. And
Yeah. These Americans were already very good at business.
Yeah. Very good.
So you mean that Apparel Arts was only for the clothiers? So the
Only
people-
for the professionals, for the clothiers, the
Yes.
retailers.
Okay. And then they could see the drawing and then can order from the drawing. And then when Esquire was published, the client would say, I want this.
Yeah, this color, the brown suits with like a heavy Donegal tweed.
Yes.
And in the shop, it was already there.
Wow, this is strategy. And as
Yeah.
soon as we are in
It's,
the 1930s, 1940s.
Yeah,
something like
early
that.
marketing.
Yeah, very early marketing.
Very early
So,
marketing.
ladies and gentlemen, we're going to show you a few pictures of this. This is beautiful because we are not speaking about magazines with photographies.
It's drawings.
It's drawings only. So that it means that these people were literally designing fashion or whatever style.
Yeah, style.
And you have one of the most famous guys. His name is
Lawrence Fellows.
Lawrence Fellows, who was the main drawer of Apparel Arts.
One of the main drawers. The second one for me, my second favorite, it's Douglas Hurd.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is less famous. We heard a little bit less about him.
A little bit less. Lawrence Fellows was a god.
Yeah, and so these people were designing. We're going to show you a picture. Look at this marvel. This is just amazing that you see. And those people were literally. Were they only following the instruction of some designers? Or?
So no, they started by being journalists,
Yes.
reporting trends,
Yes.
and then they didn't find anything at their taste.
Yeah.
So they started to create taste,
Yeah.
different situation, different shoes with different suits,
Yeah.
double-breasted, high-breasted, low-breasted. They invented a lot of things.
Yeah.
So they were designers.
Yeah,
Really.
But maybe they didn't know at the time that there were designers. Maybe they made. Well, those people are probably passed away since a long time, I suppose.
I think they draw what they like. So they were.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same input for me. I made my business because I wanted some specific garments.
Yeah.
So I made them for me, and I made them for friends, and then it became my business.
Yeah, but you made it out of passion first.
Yeah,
but to finish,
because it was passion. I think it's the same for them.
Yeah.
They draw what they would like to wear.
Yeah, but I
That's a
suppose
genius.
that Lawrence Ferrous probably did since a long time, because we're speaking about 1930s, so he's probably
35.
of course. And maybe he doesn't know how much he had impact on. I know so many young people, they are passionate. Even some people are collecting the Apparel Arts magazine.
Yeah. Now it's really it's quite rare. So
yeah, it is rare, and
it's
these
rare.
are fantastic. So I don't know if these people they were aware of the fact that they were really creating the fashion of today. So let's go back to the young Marc Guyot, because you just told us that you started out of passion, but as far as I know, the passion started very early for you.
Yeah, very early. It started at around 12, which is quite early.
Very early.
But it was mostly about, I was adamant about what I wanted to wear.
Yes.
At 12. It was mostly casual wear, of course, at 12.
Yeah.
I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So it was about blue jeans from Levi's. It was 501, nothing else. It was the sneakers from Vans of the Wall.
Yeah.
Because I was skateboarding at the time. So I was very adamant.
So you wanted the real Vans,
the real
and
thing.
the real 501.
No knockoff, no fake. Always the true one, the original one.
Yeah.
501. They didn't have my size at the time because I was quite tiny.
Yeah. So you were wearing them baggy?
I was like oversized, like baggy, like a rapper from Los Angeles in 1990.
Yeah.
So I was in advance for this. Yeah, it was very oversized.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad was quite worried
Okay.
about this.
And so it developed little by little to something else?
Yeah, from casual wear to formal wear,
Yes.
like regular jackets. So 16, I wore like a seersucker jacket, second hand from charity shops. I was hanging some jackets, finding some jackets in this kind of shops. So yeah, I had a peculiar style for when you are
a 16-year-old boy.
For a 16-year-old boy at school.
Actually, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who may not know what a seersucker jacket is,
he
is wearing today a seersucker jacket. I must admit, I love this. Is a very rare color for a seersucker. It's rust, something like that?
It's rust and tan, yeah. Instead of the regular blue or red.
Or red, yeah. Okay, I must confess something to you. I really like this one, because sometimes I always have the impression that red, white seersucker, it's like an ice cream salad for me a little bit. And I'm always confused. And I said, if one day I wear a seersucker in red and white in the street, I'm afraid that a kid will come and ask me for an ice cream. But blue and white, but this one is very
blue
specific.
and white it's very conservative.
Very conservative, but this is very interesting.
Yeah, it's quite rare.
So this is what you started to wear seersucker when you were 16.
Yeah.
Wow, you were alone, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And for the winter, like herringbone tweed jackets, worn, really, really old.
Yeah.
Without any paddings, very soft shouldered. So it was a particular look.
Yeah. And so you were trying to find this in second-hand shops? Or,
yeah. First, of course, because
you didn't have money for that.
I didn't have any money to spend.
Okay. And then little by little, you told me that very early, when you were 18, 19, you started to buy your own fabric in London?
Because I didn't find anything anymore in ready-to-wear.
Yeah.
Too many alterations. The result wasn't good.
It wasn't what you wanted.
Yeah. So it was a lot of you spend some money and it just garbage at the end. So I started to try the made to measure.
Yes.
And I didn't find the good fabrics in France. Yeah. They didn't have the right fabrics for me. So I started to go to London by plane. We didn't have the
Eurostar, the train.
The train under the channel. So I started to go to London by plane with a friend of mine, and we asked to tailors in Saviour Row, different tailors, if they had like fabrics to sell. Not making suits.
They didn't have fabric to sell. Some of them accepted.
Some of them accepted. Some of them not. Yeah. And then we discovered the Regent Street retailers, only fabrics.
Yes.
And then we started to buy English fabrics there.
Okay. So and this is why, because ladies and gentlemen, the first time I went to Marc Guyot in 2007, if I remember well, his shop is not a big shop. We can say it's
quite tiny.
It's a tiny shop, but it's a very full of marvels, and it's like a little. It's a little wonderland for the people who like vintage. Let's say British fabric, because you're going to make the difference. You make the difference between Scottish and Irish and English. What's the difference between the three?
It comes from the yarn that they use and the system of weaving.
Yes.
The worsted is mostly English.
Okay.
And when you talk about Irish linen, it's Irish.
Yeah.
And when you talk about tweed, you can have some Donegal tweed in Ireland. Yeah. But otherwise, it's Scottish. Because it's not worsted. It's not what we say in French, peigné and cardé. It's a difference of weaving system. And it's a lot more rustic. Heavier and a lot more rustic.
Yeah, and you still have, because I remember the first time I walked in your shop, I said, oh my gosh, this guy has some marvels, but from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you still have these dead stocks?
I used to have them. Yeah.
And you still have them?
I still have them for the most part, and then I keep on buying some.
And looking for
always for the dead stock and
You told me that you have old clients. They ask you to hide
some pieces. Yeah.
Why?
Because they already have one garment or two, and they say, whoa, no, hide this thing because I will make a jacket next year, and I got to reserve it to make it for me. So
that's funny.
Yeah, it's obsession.
It's an obsession.
But these are very rare fabrics, like 50 years old now. So we won't find them anymore.
Of course. So, as I told you at the beginning of this interview and this discussion with my friend Marc Guyot, his place is a very rare place and it's very unique. My wife always say you can't say very unique. Either it's unique or very something. So it's a unique place, and she's laughing on the other side of the camera, because I can say, maybe you like it, maybe you will not like it, but it's very unique. And what I like in Marc is that since I know him, but I suppose since you started doing your own collection in the late 1990s, you never changed.
No, I didn't change anything.
Yeah, it's not very good for your business.
No, I think for the garments, I created a lot more for shoes, different design, different resources.
We're going to speak about that later.
For the garments, for the wardrobe, I didn't change anything because it's not my style.
Yes.
I just recreated my favorite style. It comes from the 30s. It comes from Apparel Arts magazine. It comes from Esquire. So I didn't change anything. And I won't change anything.
You will never change. No?
You don't have to change what the genius made before. You just have to try to be at the same level. Humbly.
And to pay maybe somehow a tribute to their creativity.
I paid it because when you're out of the system, you lost customers. Sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't.
Yes.
So of course.
So now let's deep dive a little bit into the Marc Guyot style, because we are talking about Peaky Blinders and all this style from the 1920s, 30s, 40s, he said, until the maybe maximum late 50s.
Late 50s.
Yes.
Definitely.
But now let's look at some pictures and let's read about you. As you can see, Marc is not dressed like your average businessman or even like your average clothier. I'm going to put a few pictures on the screen. I've seen Marc in fantastic outfits, but they are not really easy to pull off while you're not, let's say, comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
And when you're not a seasoned sartorialist, that you understand what you're doing. I've seen him with a sneakers, you call it?
Yeah,
the Tintin?
knickerbockers.
Knickerbockers. So explain me to that. There's two different sizes.
Yeah,
of this,
you got a short one, which is for hunting.
Yes.
It's quite short. It comes directly to the knee, under the knee. And then you have the +2. See, it's +2 inches below the knee.
Yeah.
It's for hunting, but a little bit more for golf playing. Yeah. And then the +4 inches. Yeah. It's like Bagavant's legend, the Robert Redford flick. This is my favorite.
And
of course.
You wear this in the city?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Play in Paris.
I've never seen anybody wearing this except you. Or maybe you have clients who are buying this, I suppose.
But they're gonna wear this at the campaign outside.
Yeah. Not really
I wear it in the middle of the city, and sometimes I've got big eyes.
Yeah, I remember the first jacket. I was really impressed with you, and it was really in line on what we explained. Is this jacket I saw at your place with the piping?
Yeah.
This is so. Explain to us. It's kind of an emblematic jacket at your place.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite and one of my best sellers for like 15 years now.
Okay.
It started at I found one. I saw this kind of jackets in old movies. It's cricket blazers.
Yes.
It's from the cricket world.
Yes.
And then I wanted to have one in my collection. So I found one with my ex-wife in London, like late 90s.
Yeah.
I found one double-breasted, like orange, bright red with the ivory pipe.
Okay.
And the big pipe, you have two different kind of pipes.
Yeah.
The piping,
you
get it insert.
Yeah.
It's quite tiny, and you got the big one.
Okay.
It's like 1 centimeter.
And this one was a big one?
Yeah. The big one. It's like this on the jacket. So you can see it plainly.
Yeah.
And that's the one I wanted. So my manufacturer didn't want to make it. He didn't know how to make it. And I persuaded him that we can make it. So I bought a lot of fabrics, piping, a lot of rolls, like 5,000 meters.
Oh my gosh.
And then I started to sell this kind of made-to-measure cricket blazer, but a little bit more formal than sports.
Yes, and you can even make a suit with it now. You can make a sorted. Is it better to wear it odd with an odd trouser, or you can make a
I prefer it as a single jacket.
Okay.
But I made a lot of them as suits for like weddings or you know. And not in seersucker like blue and white. I made a lot of suits with the ivory pipe.
Oh, I didn't know that. And just for the sake of to make sure that everybody understands, if you live in the USA, cricket is this strange game that nobody understands the rule except if you are British. It has nothing to do with baseball. It just have a bat. But it's not the same kind of bat.
It's not the same
and even
kind.
me, I try to...
It's like a flat bat.
Yeah. And I try to understand a little bit of cricket, and I must admit I surrendered quite fast because it's a little bit complex.
In India, they are very, very fond
of course.
Of
India,
cricket.
Pakistan, I think these are the
and they're very good at it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So it's not baseball, ladies and gentlemen. It's cricket, and of course the people from the UK. I'm sure we're going to have some comments in the comment section of the cricket fans because in English, there's a few things you don't touch.
Yeah.
Cricket, tea, maybe rugby, but they do two different kinds of rugby and a few other things, and of course Savile Row. There's another jacket that I really like, and I've seen very few people making it properly. Is the hunting jacket that you are...
The Norfolk jacket.
The Norfolk jacket. So explain to us. It's a very complex jacket to craft.
I think that's the original one. I had one from the 40s. I just found one in a charity shop from the 40s. It was English, of course. And I think everybody just stopped making it in England.
Yes.
And it's a shame because that's the best looking hunting jacket I know.
Yeah.
It's not the most technical jacket.
Okay.
Because modern hunters
they use Gore-Tex.
they will wear or Balmoral oil jacket, but this one
waterproof or stuff like that.
Yeah. This one is more for apparel, more for the appearance.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the good looking.
The after hunting.
It's the after hunting party.
Yeah.
And then you can make it in heavy tweed, in heavy linen. Yeah. It's a wonder because it's single-breasted.
Yes.
And you've got some parts here, the reinforcement for the rifle,
for the shooting,
and you've got some vertical bands with the belt, and pleats everywhere in the back.
This is a nightmare to craft, right? For a
it's a nightmare. Yeah. The pattern is a nightmare to realize it's a nightmare.
Yeah, because I've never seen any. I mean, real one. You can have some kind of Norfolk-like jacket, but the real with all the strap and the belt and everything. This is a nightmare. So that's
very difficult to make.
And you have clients for that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and
I make a lot of them. Yeah,
yeah, and they're coming from France, but from everywhere in the world.
Netherlands, England, Belgium, USA. Yeah,
that's cool. And this is you see, what I like with Marc is that he has a universe. At last I can define what I had in mind to express what I had in mind about you. It's not only that you are making beautiful garments or beautiful shoes. We're going to step, if I may say, inside the shoes soon. It's not only that you are making beautiful caps, beautiful ties, beautiful everything. It's that you have a global vision.
Yeah.
It's your universe. It's literally your universe. Yeah. And your universe is very coherent from A to Z. That is to say, nothing is, you will find, okay, let's put it in one sentence. If you are starting your sartorial journey, you want to buy a gray suit to go as your banker, to go to the business, well, I'm sure he can make you a fantastic one, but it may be not the place to go for you to have just a normal suit. But if you are more interested in, expressing your personality strongly, and if you are attracted, and I know a lot of you are, by the Peaky Blinders style, by the Boardwalk Empire style, by all this very strong and at the same time very comfortable way of living and way of dressing, I believe Marc may be the last of the Mohicans on earth to be able to really fulfill your desire. Is that right?
Yeah. I think I'm one of the dinosaurs. Yeah,
yeah, you're a dinosaur. You're the Triceratops of the 1920s. Okay, let's continue a little bit also, because there's something in your work that I've always been some kind of a mix between casual wear and formal wear. Yeah. It's never totally casual and never totally formal. It always has some kind of blend.
Yeah, because it's all about elegance.
Yes.
All about being comfortable.
Yes.
So not being too rigid
and too stiff
and unnatural.
Yes.
You've got to be natural in your garments, in your wardrobe.
Yes.
If it's a dark suit, if it's a tweed jacket or a short jacket, tweed or Melton wool, or you've got to be natural in it.
And I've seen on your website also that you are doing some lumberjack, how you call it, overshirt? Something?
Overshirt. It's an overshirt. Yeah. It's a working overshirt.
Yeah. Of course. So you see, it's and it has. You can wear this with a tie. No, it's just for real.
I wear them with the tie.
How do you do that?
Yeah, but a very very casual tie, like a tweed tie or a knitted tie.
Yes,
you can wear them with a button-down shirt. You can try this.
Oh wow!
Otherwise, you can wear a foulard, a bandana, or a handkerchief. Knitted like this.
You're very good also, Anekwa. So we're going to show you pictures of my friend Marc wearing some madras or some big squares. I remember you wearing this like very reddish, I think it was a madras in red. I don't remember that. It was very strong.
It was a tartan.
A tartan, you're right, not a madras.
With a ivory base.
Yes.
With a hunting green, not the British racing green, but hunting green is more sports, and wine checks, three-pieces suit.
And of course, when you see that, it's unforgettable. Of course. So because it's very, very strong.
Very strong.
At the same time, if you want to have a little bit of a flair of this 1920s to 50s, you don't have to wear this very bold thing. You have something which are
of course.
more discreet, of course, because
Yeah.
otherwise you will sell to only 10 people on Earth, including yourself.
We make dark navy suits or dark navy blazers.
Yes.
Or, middle gray suits.
Yes, but always with a little
always a twist.
something.
Always a twist. Double van, quite long.
Yes.
Always very slightly pinched on the waist.
Yes.
Like this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and with
always
a
a
lot,
twist.
you like covered buttons also, if I remember well. You know, the buttons are covered.
I used to like them.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop making them because all my customers went for this kind of finishing. So
Yes.
I'm like a prisoner of this finishing because it's quite delicate. So
I know.
it's more delicate than a regular button.
Yeah.
And now it's a nightmare because I have to stock all the fabrics.
Yes. Oh,
The
I'm
old
sorry.
fabrics.
So I should have don't say it because
to make back orders for just covered button. But I like this. I like this finishing only for the formal things.
Yeah.
Not for the
And
sport.
it's because of your success. People, you know, when I think Guyot, I think covered buttons.
Yeah.
You know, and then you would prefer that I don't think covered buttons.
No,
because it's
I like covered buttons on formal things, and
Yes.
and the regular button, the four holes buttons for casual things, sport jackets, and more rustic.
I remember also your this very iconic double-breasted traveling coat. I don't know how you call this one.
Voyager.
Voyager. So
So like a traveler.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
very interesting coat that you
Yeah,
sold a lot in
it-
Cashmere, right?
Yeah, I sold more. I made them more in pure cashmere than in pure wool,
Yeah,
which is cool because this cashmere is incredible. It's a double face,
Yes.
very heavy, like 18, 20 ounce
Oh,
the
wow.
gram.
That's very
So,
heavy.
Yeah, it's quite
Cashmere.
heavy. Yeah, very nice cashmere from Agnona in Italy.
Okay.
And this coat is incredible. Double-breasted, but not formal. Very, very casual.
Yeah.
Because unlined, no shoulder pads, no lining, and pleats in the back, very long with the belt.
And
half
I know
belt.
you also make some things that have been totally out of fashion for years. Is the raglan.
Yeah.
Are you still doing raglan?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I made them with the cape,
Yes. Oh,
but
yes.
removable cape.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have it without, or you can have it with a cape. But the
in
cape
France
is button.
what we call a capeline in French. This is the capeline.
Capeline.
Capeline. Yeah.
It's the
It looks like very Sherlock Holmes.
yeah.
It's the idea.
The name of the coat is McFarlane.
Okay.
It's the coat of the stagecoach.
Okay. With the horses.
Yeah, with the capeline
Yeah.
because of the rain.
And so you can remove the cape.
Yeah,
and wear it
on
like
mine
a
on mine
normal raglan.
you can wear it both. You can remove the cape or put it.
Yeah.
It's just a system of buttons
Yes.
that you don't see
Yeah.
under the collar.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
when I
it's
was
a very
saying
nice
to you, ladies and gentlemen, that we were stepping in a very interesting and bold and universe, and almost, I would say, exciting universe. The only thing is, so you have to be comfortable with yourself. You have to be able to pull off something, and you have to be also, if you go to Marc Guyot, to want to express something. That's what I wanted to say. You know, everything this man is making, it's something always with a twist and with an idea of communication. Now, if I'm 20, okay, you look at me, let's say I'm 20, I would love to. I'm not. I'm a little bit older, not much. And okay, I'm interested in men's style. I'm interested, but at the same time, I'd like to have something from you, but I'm not sure where should I start? How would you, advise me to start? With what kind of garment?
A mix blend of casual and formal.
Okay.
To start. So
Like what?
a jacket.
Okay.
Just a jacket. No pants, no trousers. You can wear it with a pair of chinos. You can wear it with a pair of jeans.
Yes.
You can wear it with a pair of flannel trousers.
Yes.
So a herringbone tweed jacket.
Okay.
Not green, not more tan.
Yeah,
middle
not
brown.
too bold to start with.
Middle brown, plain. A herringbone,
Yes.
heavy.
Okay.
Because you're going to wear it if you don't gain weight,
Yeah.
you're gonna wear it like 20, 25, 30 years. It's indestructible.
That's a very good advice, actually, because so many kids, they don't know how to start. Because you know why? They are a little bit afraid of what people would say behind their back. Say, look, you know what? You remember when you were young? You know, you were wearing your very bold, and me too. When it still happens to me every day. You know, people speaking behind my back just because I had a lovely suit. You know this impression very well. So your advice is go to some real jacket, sport jacket.
Never a black jacket.
Yes.
Because black jacket is for suits. Black suits doesn't exist.
Yes.
Black suit don't exist.
Hello,
Tuxedo,
guys.
black tuxedo exists.
Yes.
Black suit don't exist.
Okay.
Middle gray, dark navy, okay. Dark suit, black suit don't exist.
So I did a full show on that. As I say, I don't advise you to buy a black suit as a first suit. And I just explain that I bought my suit number 27. I bought 26 suits before having a bespoke dark suit, just for the sake of having one suit for funerals. That's the only reason why. And some kind of people in New York, you know, with a white shirt without a tie. But I know it's gonna. But he says black suits don't exist. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been buying black suit. This is great news or bad news. They don't exist. So
you can put some black silk on the lapel.
Yes.
And it becomes a tuxedo.
Yes.
And you close the vents and then you've got a tuxedo.
What I like in this man is as uncompromising about men's style. You know, it's and this is what I love. Now let's talk about shoes, because you may or may not know that Marc, of course, is offering a full wardrobe for the gentleman, but on top of that is a very accomplished and also quite famous shoe designer. You've been working for other brands during your career.
Yeah, in Europe mostly, but I made some collection for Paul Stewart in New York.
Paul Stewart, very famous place in New York, and so you've been designing. So give me this shoe, okay. So this shoe is in how do you say, like,
it's a crust. It's a natural calf.
Natural calf. So it has to be colored.
It has to be dyed. Yeah.
It has to be dyed. So I can come to your shop and choose. This is one of your iconic models. Yeah. Emblematic. Let's say.
Emblematic model. Yeah.
So you call it
one of the classic.
You call it
the Swan Wing Derby.
The Swan Wings.
Because of this are like swan wings.
Yes.
That's
and so you take this, and I can ask you to have it in purple or in
black, dark gray, navy, indigo blue, dark red.
Okay. So I work inside your shop. Look at that. This is marvelous. This one is Goodyear welted, right?
It's a Goodyear welted, yeah.
Yeah. This is beautiful.
It's closed channel.
With a closed channel,
welted,
yeah. You see, I don't know if you can see this. This is beautiful shoe. And so I can, I walk into your shop, I try on the shoe. This one can be ready to wear, right?
Yeah,
you have it in ready to wear. How much is this, just to have an idea?
Goodyear welted, it's 550 VAT included. So it's more like 480 ex VAT.
Yes.
Something like this.
Okay. And then you have some lines also in Blake construction. Yeah. Which is a little bit less.
Yeah, it's 420, so 350 ex VAT.
When you remove the VAT, because as a traveler you can recuperate the VAT at the airport.
Or if I ship them, you don't pay the VAT on the site.
Okay. So if you order this on the website directly,
if you buy it overseas, you won't pay the VAT.
Okay.
So
and
it's going to
be. I'm in the US. I'm interested in this pair.
Yeah.
I want it to be green. In the green, I can send you an email. We can discuss the color. You can show me.
You can just buy it on the site.
Yes.
And just
write the color you want.
You stroke just other.
Yeah.
And then you send an email. You say, I want this kind of green, but here in orange, and we can make it.
And then you can do this. That's cool. So it's called the
Swan Wing Derby.
Swan Wings. It's a beautiful shoe to be dyed, of course, because for the moment this is raw leather. We say that like that. And then there's another one that I like a lot. Is this one. So we've been, we like Spectator shoes in this house. My wife, she adores Spectator shoes. And but this one is called the
Niven.
Niven, in reference to David Niven.
Yeah. Definitely, Sir
Why?
David Niven.
Why? I'm sorry, Sir.
Because
David Niven.
the first one,
Yes.
the first batch was plain white.
Yes.
It wasn't two-tone,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to bitize it. So I remember David Niven on Death on the Nile.
Yeah, Mort sur le Nil in French.
Mort sur le Nil in French. The Hercule Poirot flick.
Yeah.
And he was wearing a derby, a straight cap 2 derby,
All
plain
white,
white.
I
And I
remember.
said, okay, my full brog, plain white, will be Niven.
Okay.
And the name lasts until now.
Yeah, this is a beautiful, and it's a different. This is this is a nubuck.
Yeah, it's a grain hide nubuck. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful Spectator, ladies and gentlemen. So, well, if you want to know on the origin of the word spectators, well, we can tell it if you want. You can explain to us the origin of the
It's
word?
during the 20s, between 20s and 30s. It was about the jazz singers.
Yes, and
mostly.
it was also the sports people who were looking at golf competition, and they just discovered that they were putting darker color at the toe so that the grass will not aggress their shoes, and it was cleaner. And then it became the shoes of choice of the jazz
Because
band.
it doesn't exist for sport in black and white.
No.
Black and white, that's the real spectator shoe.
Yes.
And that's the shoes for the jazz singers.
Yes.
The other one is a sport shoe, two-tone sport shoes.
Exactly. Let's go now to this one, for
Okay.
example. So tell us about, you see, anything Guyot makes is not your average shoe. It's always have a strong
Yeah,
personality.
always.
Yeah.
I try to.
Yeah. So this one is a
It's
derby.
a derby.
Yes.
I call it the Windsor Derby.
Yes.
Because of the
Okay.
Duke of
Windsor.
Windsor,
Hmm.
the late one.
And so it's not a wingtip, it's a U-tip.
It's a U-tip.
Yeah.
That's why. Because it's more casual. It's really sport.
Yes.
And this one is part of a lot of them, but this one is part of the MTO program,
Okay.
the Made to Order program.
Yes.
And so this combination of suede
Mm-hmm.
and calf,
Yes.
you can dye the calf, of course,
Okay.
and the crepe sole with this.
The fringe. We call it a fringe, darling. This
No, it's
is
not
a
fringe.
Yeah.
It's flecos in Spanish. So
Flecos.
Flecos in Spanish.
Okay.
It's
I think it's coming from Mexico originally,
yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah.
the Mexican.
And this is crepe. I don't know. You say crepe. You say crepe.
It's
in-
crepe.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
crepe. Yeah.
This is a very flexible.
Yeah, it's
and
very
at the
flexible.
Same time, it's
no,
sturdy.
some
at the
kind
same
of
time.
rubber, and it's very casual, very sport.
Yeah.
It's a Goodyear welted too, and we can make very combination, a lot of combination, different combination, and we just ask for 5 weeks to make it,
Okay.
and you don't have any increase of price. It's
So
the same
that's
price as
something
the
I
ready
wanted
wear.
to say. I think you're the only one to do that,
Yeah, I'm
because
the only one to do
everybody
that.
who is proposing ready to wear, if you want to make to order because you want to change something on a model, you have to have a special patina or special feature or special whatever. You have to pay normally 20% or 30%.
Usually it's between 20 and 40%.
And 40%, and use
yeah.
the same price.
Yeah, it's the same price.
Yeah, why? It's just because.
Just because I want to have fun with making new things and
Yes.
not to have to put them on stock and have 20, 25, 30 pairs of this.
I understand.
I want to take risk with my customers and that he have pleasure to have a unique piece,
Yes.
and it's better for both of us.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. And then we have this one that I really
Yeah.
like. It's a Balmoral boot.
Balmoral Boot for
But this
winter.
one is very casual. It's for
It's
really it's a
for
countryside
winter.
guy.
Countryside guy.
Countryside. I would say it's a countryside guy because I can see somebody in these shoes immediately. It's tweed,
It's Shetland tweed, yeah.
Shetland
Yeah.
tweed with some calf.
Yeah, it's a
Little bit
grain.
grain.
It's a grain hide calf from Le Puy, from a French tannery,
Yes,
the best one.
this is highly comfortable, right?
Yeah, Goodyear like this with a rubber sole. It's very comfortable and very robust, very resistant.
You know what, Marc? This shoe gives me the opportunity to explain something, specifically for the people who are living on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. When people are writing to us on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, in different manners, they often asked us, why, Mr. Jacomet, are you really dressing up every day? Are you never comfortable? Don't you release a little bit, sometimes the pressure of dressing constantly? Well, I try to explain to them that there's no dichotomy between style and comfort.
Yeah,
and that's a false idea that many people have. They think that to be comfortable, they have to look like crap. No, you can be stylish. You can have bespoke suiting like you are. You're comfortable, right?
Yeah,
I'm very comfortable too. I mean, I can say, and I will maybe not stay the whole day. I tell you why. Because, Marc and I, we are friends since a long time, almost 15 years now, we can say. And today, as a tribute to him, I'm wearing one of his shirts that I bought in, I don't know, this one, 2009?
2008 or 2009.
So can you believe that? This shirt is 13 years old.
Yeah.
She's still doing very well.
Yeah, of course.
You see, it's an Oxford.
It's an Oxford,
And
yeah.
so, it's a little bit, and you see, look, even my cuffs, they are still okay, no problem, because that's the problem of this guy. He's extremely talented, he's never going to be rich. I explained to you why, and it makes him laugh that he's never going to be rich. This is so French. He's never going to be rich because he is crafting things that are lasting for almost a lifetime, which is a performance for a shirt, believe me, because shirts normally they have a very short lifespan.
I've got the same ones.
You get the same one?
With the same age, yeah, of course.
Okay, so this man's never gonna be rich, but he have a very faithful clientele. But I wanted to finish what I was saying about comfort and style. If you look at a shoe like that, you may need a couple of hours. Our friend Paolo Scafora from Napoli said, normally my estimation to really break in a shoe properly, it's around 24 hours of actual wear. After 24 hours, the shoes is yours. It's on your foot. But this, you can wear this all day long. You can wear this in the countryside. You can wear this in town with a pair of jeans. Not only it's more than comfortable. It's fantastic. You feel invincible, and then you're stylish. So this is a very good example of how style and comfort match. It is something that...
that's why I brought it, because that's the kind of thing I like to make.
Yes.
With all the finishing here, with the blue effect on the brown.
Yeah.
That's my trend,
Yeah. I love that. So, I think it's about it. So I have a few things to say to you, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to access Mr. Guyot work, we're going to put all the links in the description of this video, so you can be able to find him. So you confirm anybody from any country, they can order shoes at your place, and the sizing is not complex. You're quite standard in your sizing.
It's a UK sizing,
Yeah.
so it's very, very standard.
Okay.
And we can make the conversion for the US sizes very
Okay, but there's no
easily.
issues, so it's very close to a UK sizing. It's the same, basically.
If we can cite some different companies, English, if you take a height from Crockett and Jones,
Yes.
it's gonna be a height from me.
Okay.
It's same sizing.
Okay. And if somebody has a doubt, he can send you the size he has in Edward Green or whatever, and you can make sure.
Depends
it's the
on
same.
the last.
Yes.
But if you give me the size and the last, because
Yes.
I know all the last.
Yes.
From Edward Green,
Okay.
for instance, we can make.
Okay. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the same. It's a little bit more problematic if you want to make some made-to-measure suiting. You have to go to the shop, I suppose.
Yeah,
It's better.
sometimes I can make it from distance.
Yes.
But the measurement, it's got to be very thorough.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna ask like 20 different measurements to be sure.
Okay. So it's better to come in person. Yeah, of course.
If you can cross the Atlantic.
But a lot of people do, actually. They know, because Marc was in my books. That a few people, and this book sold a few copies. A few people know about Marc. But if you come to Paris and you want to see something really different, really different, you have to go to pay a visit to Mr. Guyot, because you're going to discover maybe a side of men's style you didn't know it was existing or was still existing. This is why I sometimes kindly and friendly call him the last of the Mohicans, because he's defending a vision of style that practically nobody else in the world. I know you don't like to self-congratulate, but I can tell with Sonia, we've been visiting so many countries, so many tailors, so many clothiers all around the world, and you're pretty much alone in your niche. So it's not a big niche. It's not a big niche. It's a niche. But it's better to be alone in a small niche than to be a lot in
average niche.
Exactly, in an average niche. Hein. En France, on dit c'est mieux. It's better to be a big fish in a small pond than a small fish in a very big ocean. And this is where you are. Thank you, Marc, for your visit. It's always a joy to have you. And I give you an appointment to the next episode of Sartorial Talks. In the meantime, even if you are working from home, please put on some nice trousers, put on some nice shoes, dress up a little bit. Don't lose yourself in this false comfort thing. No, try to dress up, because you will see that one day or another everybody going to regather again, and we at Sartorial Talks, with all our guests and all the people that are watching, we want to receive the new world, or the world after COVID, in our most impeccable outfits and more impeccable shoes. See you next time, my friend. Be well, take care, and see you. Bye-bye. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.